Hello, good evening everyone, and welcome to the final round of Season 2 of the Flat Out E-Racing V8 Championship. And here we are at one of my all-time favourite circuits in the world, Francochamps. An absolutely fantastic place. As we watch Kevin77 dive through Eau Rouge. I've been there myself. You cannot believe how steep that is. You come out Eau Rouge, you think you've been shot to the moon. So hopefully this track, being a nice old school kind of circuit, is going to bring us some fantastic racing tonight. Just to remind you what we got, we're just into our qualifier, 5-minute qualifier, and with this long lap they might just about get 2 laps in, and then we've got our first race, which is based on grid positions. So fastest first and off they go, and then the result of that race will be reversed for the grid in the second race. And not only that, the top 5 from the first race will have to go onto a harder tyre, and that means obviously they've got less grip, so hopefully that gives the guys who are slower in the first race a bit of a chance in the second race. Now, a little bit of excitement with the championship tonight, because one of the main protagonists, I believe, is not joining us, because Kalunen is here. He's leading the championship currently with 183 points. Zamborino, who's second, unfortunately can't join us, so that has rather given the championship to Kalunen, because he's unassailable from Timorous GT, who is in third. He is currently on 140 points, so unless Kalunen has a disconnect basically as he leaves the start, he's got that one in the bag. So we've got forward a really fast Greek guys with us tonight, so they should provide some really good racing up front for the first race. We've got a new driver with us tonight. It's great to see Atomic Sunshine, who is joining us for the first time, along with our regulars Select, Cajun 100 and Noodlester. Now, having a quick look down the championship, there is a little bit of a battle there for 5th and 6th between Select, who is on 108 points, and Noodlester, who is on 100 points. So both of those drivers are here tonight, so there'll be 2 to watch. The other one who can possibly jump up some positions even is Cajun 100, because he should be able to jump Burnt Fry. He's on 54 points, Cajun 100, and Burnt Fry's on 66. So 2 races tonight. Cajun should get up there, and Noodles that we've already spoken about. So all the drivers have got something to fight for tonight, so we should see some good racing. We're watching Kevin77, driver who's had to drop out for a couple of races. He was champion in Season 1. Did a fantastic job. I think he won every race, regardless of where he started, front of the grid, back of the grid, and generally single-handedly introduced the tyre rule for, or caused the introduction of the tyre rule for Season 2. We'll just hop on board with him as we work our way around the newer section of Spa, which was introduced in the early 80s. When the track was reconfigured from its old, I think around about a 9-mile road circuit, and continued, or a large chunk of it continued as a road circuit until the early 2000s, I believe, when they actually put a bypass in around Eau Rouge, so the daily traffic can make its way to Spa-Francorchamps without having to use the circuit roads. And as you see now, it is a 100% committed circuit. It was quite fantastic the time I went there, that they actually you saw people literally driving to work down the hill to Eau Rouge and round. So right, so as we go around Blanchimont, coming up to the bus stop chicane, which ironically no longer looks like a bus stop as it did in the early days. Kevin is coming around to complete his first qualifying lap. Oh, Zamborino, I'm making a complete mess tonight. He is with us. How on earth did I miss that? So the championship is still alive and open between Zamborino, who is second, to Kalunen. Don't know how I missed him. I must have been having a bit of a dream there. So Atomic Sunshine in with a good lap there, 2:19, 2:21 from Select, 2:19 from Cajun as well. And Kalunen's, oh, it must have had a bad lap there or a mistake somewhere, because he's on a 2:31. So that's certainly not going to help his championship ambitions. So let's just work our way down the guys. So Timorous there in third, 1.7 off Kevin's time at the moment. Or hop along with onto Cajun. This is a V8 championship, just to remind everybody, which there were two choices of the car. There was the BMW, which you're seeing on screen now with in the Valvoline livery, and the Mustang. And basically every driver has gone for the BMW. Oh, look at the bit loose there. I don't know if he was trying to get out of the way. Oh dear, he's blocking Kalunen here. He's really not going to be happy with that one. And this is a qualifying lap. So we've still got 1 minute 45 remaining. So I think all these guys have got a chance to complete their lap and carry on to another one. We've got somebody there a bit further back. I don't know who's made the mistake. There's Kalunen there. Someone's further down the circuit. Select is there in the Repsol liveried. These liveries are designed to emulate the cars in the Australian Supercar series. Now, as we have in GT Sport, we haven't got the access to V8 Supercars. This is Select going a bit airborne there, catching one of those curbs a little bit too hard. So let's just see if we can work out who that is. It's almost poodling up towards LeCun. Not sure it is. So Kevin comes around to complete another lap. He's on the Racing Super Softs, the fastest tyre out there. Crosses the line. He's done a 2:15. He is absolutely flying. Zamborino. Oh, time has been completed. So, sorry, the time remaining was the run-out time. So, 2:15. Timorous on a 2:17. I think with that sort of lap time, Kevin was just going to disappear. Atomic improves to a 2:18. Select also improves to a 2:18. 2:17.9 for Kalunen. Now that has definitely brought him up the field there. So there we go. There's our grid for the first race tonight. Looks like it's all going to be pretty close there. So here we go. We have a rolling start for our first race, so this tends to keep everything fairly sensible. Especially we've got La Source hairpin just after the start. So that is something to watch for, because there's a heavy braking zone, a lot of cars close together. So here we go, 20-minute race. We're not expecting pit stops, so I think this will be lights to flag. So here we go, rolling start through the Eau Rouge. What am I doing? Bus stop chicane. Waiting for those lights to go green, and we're off. And you see the cars at the back still haven't got through bus stop chicane, so the guys at the front are away. I think Kevin is going to be off and away really quickly, so I think we're going to need to concentrate a little bit further down the field. So here we go. That looks like Kalunen is catching Timorous. There isn't a big gap there at the moment as we fly through Eau Rouge. Absolutely on the limit there. Go top, don't cut the corners too much, because otherwise you'll get a track limits penalty, and you really don't want that. So let's have a look further back. Let's have a look, see what's happening with Select. Well, Select's got Cajun not too far behind him. The cars have got quite strung out at this early stage. I am quite surprised by this, because normally with the slipstream effect, particularly on the run up to LeCun, which are just going through now, they get pulled together and get, you know, quite racy with each other up into that chicane. Oh, talking of getting quite racy, let's have a look. Kalunen and Timorous. Now Kalunen didn't get the best qualifying in. I'm looking at Timorous livery there. I don't think that's quite an Australian Supercars one. That looks like a 1990s RGV 250 Suzuki one, which gets my definite thumbs up as a fan of 80s and 90s motorcycles. But look at this. This is getting really close. Let's go on board with Kalunen. Look at this. Right on the limit. Here those tyres absolutely squealing as we work our way down towards Stavelot, and then we take the long run back towards the bus stop chicane. So possibly somewhere down here, just a little bit ease of throttle around here. Oh, look at this, he's going to the right. Has he got the move done? They're alongside, it's showing position changed on there. Look at this. Absolutely flat out as we come up to Blanchimont. And he's got the move done really quickly. So, Kalunen is, I would imagine, quite focused on Zamborino, because they're the two guys that are working their way together at the top of the championship. Now, the other interesting thing, I've noticed that Zamborino is keeping Kevin quite honest. I thought Kevin was going to be away and gone, but there's only 1.6 seconds between them after a complete lap, so doesn't look like he's getting away. So it'll be interesting to see whether he can keep that gap tight, and also can Kalunen catch the pair of them. So let's have a quick work down the field, see what's happening further down. Atomic Sunshine there in 5th, just whizzing through Eau Rouge there and over the top of the hill. So in a fairly steady 5th, so a good showing for his first time out with us. And then we got Select in 6th, and still with Cajun 100 in close company there, 1.2 behind. And then 3.5 seconds back is Noodlester in the Vodafone livery BMW there. So let's have a look forward and see if we can see where we've got a bit of track action happening. Go back with Zamborino. Yeah, he's definitely keeping Kevin honest tonight. I thought Kevin was away and gone with that 2:15 lap that he did in qualifying. I thought that was going to be the last we saw of him, but it wasn't the case. So it'll be interesting to see whether he can actually wind that gap in as we come down around the campus section of corners. Round Stavolo. Oh, a bit wide there, Zamborino. Oh, he just caught it. They're right on the limit. He was out on that green AstroTurf, and it nearly ended up pointing the other way. He was lucky to get away with that one. So that unfortunately has cost him about 1.5 seconds on Kevin there. So that's given Kevin some breathing space. So I wonder if Kalunen will see that as an opportunity and be able to try and catch him up. So remind you again that Kalunen and Zamborino are the two drivers in contention to win this championship. So let's just hop back a little further, because I could see that Cajun 100 is getting quite close to Select, who's in 6th place. So let's ride with these two guys for a little bit, because I can see if Cajun 100 can get a good run down through the Eau Rouge and up over the top by Radion, I think he may well be able to put a move on as they get to Litkoon at the top of the hill. So he definitely looks a lot closer this lap. Let's hop, we'll move to Cajun 100. Get the cat. Hey, yeah. Oh no, not on the grass. Cajun. Select's gone very defensive there. He's now on our right. Oh, it's side by side. Are they going to make it around the corner? Oh, it's a little bit head and shoulders, but everyone's facing the right way. They got it done. Let's just have a quick look back at that. So he was getting the move done round the outside, turned in. Oh, a little bit of a touch there. It was very tight through there. Oh, Cajun returns the favour, but as they get through the top, Cajun has got that move done. So we'll just have to offer a slightly different system to get ourselves back, but there we go. So Kevin's there in first. Let's hop back to Cajun in 6th. Now, yeah, very quickly he's pulled out nearly a second gap on Select. So he's 5.5 behind the new driver Atomic Sunshine in 5th. So I'd be surprised if you can call that back. We're 13.5 minutes remaining in this race, so it's not impossible. We'll keep an eye on, see what sort of pace he's got. Let's just have a quick look on the driving data as we're going around. Well, no tyre wear on, so that's not having an effect. And fuel-wise, they haven't even used quarter of a tank, so there's going to be no issues there with actually having enough fuel to get to the end. So let's just have a quick look further up the field. Need to bring driver names back up. So here we go. Let's ride on board with Kevin, see how we do this round a fast lap of Spa-Francorchamps. So long drag up this hill, up towards Les Combes, much speed you can, generally trying to brake about the end of that curve on the left. There we go, down in the second gear, clip the curb, try and feather the throttle a little bit, get up to third, but you can't quite go flat. Now you can. And then here we go, brake again at the end of the curve, down to second, maybe first if you want to pull the nose in slightly tighter to the apex. So as we come out, clip that on the left, not run too wide there, otherwise you can get yourself a track penalty. Down towards Pouhon, fantastic corner, down probably back to about third gear here. That's proven me wrong, keeping it in fourth, run out to the curb, now hard on the throttle. All the way back to the corner I'm just struggling to remember the name of. Oh, it's Campus, of course it is. So through Campus, and this is basically the end of what was the new section installed in the early 80s. So as we come round Stavelot, this is where the road circuit would have naturally joined us. Where those houses are in front of you, the road circuit would have come in there on the left, and we'd have rejoined what was up until the early 2000s normal public highway. So here we go, coming up through Blanchimont. Here we go, big brave pill, flat out through there. Maybe is he going to pull six? Can he hang on to fifth? No, braking about the 100 metre board, down to first. Heavy chunk of curb on the entry and on the exit, and we'll just complete a full lap going by following him through to Eau Rouge. So we come up to La Source hairpin, which used to have stop markings in the road as you turn right, and then here we go, barreling down the hill by the old original pit garages on the right, and here we go into Eau Rouge. Chunk of curb, feathering the throttle, keeping it fifth, carrying as much speed as you can, because the extra speed here is so important to get yourself all the way up to the top of the hill. So let's just work our way back down the field, see what we've got going on. So Zambarino is in second, but as I hoped, predicted, not sure what I'm going to commit to, Kaluden has caught him, and there's only a second between those guys, so I can see a bit of a gap developing there, and when they get within 0.8 of a second they get the benefit of the slipstream, so which is effectively DRS for sports cars. So I think we'll keep an eye on that one. We'll come back to that in a second. So Kaluden has got 4.5-5 seconds on Timorous, so I think Timorous is quite settled down in fourth, but to be fair, Timorous is only 1.3 ahead of Atomic Sunshine, so we've got two potentially battles developing there with just over 9 minutes left. We'll move down to Select. It was a little bit on their own, 10 seconds behind Atomic, and where are we at? 2 seconds ahead of Noodlester, so fairly settled there, I would say. Noodlester there in 7th, who's actually, I hadn't spotted, unseen by us. Cajun must have had an issue, because he's now down in 8th, and he was up. So while I was giving you that track drive round with Kevin, Cajun must have had an issue there, because he was up there. He got by Select, so he was up into 6th, and now he's down in 8th, so he has had some form of issue there. I imagine it was some kind of off-track incident. So let's hop back up the front and keep an eye on what's happening here. So Kaluden has stretched the gap from Sorry, Zamborino stretched out the gap from Kalunen behind him, and that was down to a second a lap or so ago. That's now up to 2. So that may be swinging back into Zamborino's. I thought Kalunen was a chance of catching him. Now, the one where we have possibly got something developing is between Timorous and Atomic Sunshine, because there's only 1.5 seconds here. So, be interesting to see how things develop in this midfield pack, because for the second race, just to remind you, the grid is reversed from the result of the first race. So, if they finish first in the first race, they'll start 8th in the second race, and vice versa. So, the real sting in the tail is, though, that the top 5, i.e. at the moment everyone down to Atomic Sunshine, will have to move on to a harder compounder tyre, which makes it more difficult for them to work from the back of the grid to the front. So that should produce, the second race is real topsy-turvy and does really produce some great excitement. So I am loving that Suzuki RGV. Oh, Timorous! Oh, hello, as this played into... It got it completely sideways there through Pouon, and the gap went from about 1.5 seconds to 0.3. Atomic Sunshine wasn't quite close enough to grab an advantage from that one, but he certainly is right on the back bumper now of Timorous, so I think he can see an opportunity. So here we go, heading back round by Stavolo, onto the back stretch, heading down towards Blanchimont. Trying to get as close as he can to try and get the benefit of that slipstream. He's under that magical 0.8, so as you can see the gap's coming down. It's gone from 0.6 to 0.5 to 0.4, so he's gained nearly down to 0.3, grab 0.3. Oh, he's going for the inside, he's gone for it. Has he got the move done? Oh, a little bit of a touch there. That was quite a brave move, but he got it done. Let's hop back and have a quick look at that one, shall we? So as we come up to the bus stop chicane, Atomic licks the stamp and sends it, dives down the inside, compromises his entry, just touches the front corner of Timorous's car, but manages to get his exit, and he's away. So great manoeuvre there by Atomic Sunshine. He launched that from an awful long way back, but he managed to get the move done, so that was fantastic. Great racing there. But I don't think Timorous necessarily has given up this one, because he's still only 0.6 behind. Now he's in the advantage of getting that slipstream, which was one of the things that helped Atomic there, because he was in the slipstream from Stavolo all the way down to the bus stop chicane, so that was what was giving him extra speed and helped close that gap. So I don't think Timorous has given this one up at all. So we'll hop back to these as they complete the lap, so I think that's where it's more likely to have some changeover action. We'll just hop forward with Kevin. We're just dropping under 5 minutes remaining, so I would guess he's got 2 laps to go at the end of this one, and he's already 9 seconds up the road. So I think very much he's got this race in the bag, unless he makes a mistake. And very unusually for him, I did see him make a mistake. I think it was at the last round, where he spun around, which is very, very unusual at Suzuka. And to see him get sort of loose or even sideways is quite a rare occasion, and we did see it on that time. So let's hop back to Atomic and Timorous, because I don't think this one is quite over as yet. So now this time Timorous is in the slipstream. So head up round Blanchimont, head down towards the bus stop chicane. Who's going to go? Oh, Atomic's going defensive. The same line he took last lap, but that time he was gaining the position. So Timorous comes right up alongside as they exit the bus stop. I don't think he'll have enough extra speed to get down here, but look at this, side by side down to La Source. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Timorous going for the wide entry, trying to get a better exit. Can he get that better drive? Atomic immediately goes defensive as they head off down the hill. Come on, we need a better camera angle. Great, here we go. Look at this. They're bumper to bumper as they go down through Eau Rouge, back up over the top by Radion. There is absolutely nothing in it. can Timorous get enough slipstream off Atomic? Looking to the inside, that's the right to go. He's got alongside. Look at this, wheel to wheel. I said Timorous hadn't given up, and he hasn't. He's got that place back. Fantastic, with just 2:57 left. So they are going to have this lap, or the rest of this lap, and one more afterwards. So absolutely fantastic stuff. Let's just hop back, see if we've got anything else developing. So I think Cajun is still out of it a little bit further back. Noodlester is just 1 second behind Select. So there is a potential that he could get a move done here. We'll keep an eye on that one. But I think the one that's going to get lively, I think it's Timorous and Atomic. Oh, just as I say that, Atomic's gone way wide, way wide. He's gone back on the track now. Let's see what happened there. So they're heading down towards Piron. Oh, he just took too much inside curb, got wide onto the AstroTurf on the exit. Oh, and then clipped the wall for good measure. Oh, that really wasn't good, was it? So that, I think that in the way of Kalunin on that one, because I don't think he's going to get any get that back Atomic now, because of the gap from there has gone from like 0.3 of a second down up to 3.6. So I think that one is definitely settled. So 1.5 minutes left, so this will be their final lap that they're just starting. And I think they're all going to finish unusually on the same lap, because once the time runs out, when the drivers cross the line, that's the end of their race. So I think I can see Cajun is just heading up towards the bus stop chicane with 1 minute 13 to go. So they are all going to get round. So that'll be great to see everyone crossing the line in normal order, which is one of the glitches I think with GT Sport, is that rather than the race finishing when the leader crosses the line, it actually finishes when the time runs out, which I don't think is quite right and can squiff the result, and means that the drivers at the back have one less lap to complete, so misses out their opportunity for racing. So let's just check back on that. Oh, hello, Zamborino's got a penalty there, and Kalunin has got second place. So what happened there? We missed that one, so apologies for that. But Kalunin has acquired second place somewhere along the line. You may have all been screaming at me out there. Oh, Zamborino's wide as well, getting out onto the dirty marbles at the outside of the track there. So I don't quite know what happened there, but he's trying to lose that penalty as well. So there was obviously some form of mistake there, which unfortunately we missed when we were following somebody else. But I suddenly noticed those guys were close, so something went wrong there. So we'll just hop up with Kevin as he finishes his race. Totally untroubled, qualified on pole with a stunning 2:15, has been completely untroubled during the race. I think he's shown off that new Santander livery for the first time tonight. Flash of the lights, crosses the line. Well done, Kevin. Another race in the bag there. So in second, Kalunin has snatched that second place, unless I've got my wires confused. Flash of the lights as he crosses the line, and then followed third by Zamborino. Well done there. I think that does settle the championship in Kalunin's favour though. Timorous, another flash of the lights, the wiggle of the wheels. He crosses the finishing line, followed by Atomic on his first run out with us. Great result there, great racing there with Timorous as well. And then in sixth, just being caught right at the end there by Noodlester. Oh, that was all getting a bit tight. They're side by side. Noodles has got him in a run to the line. Fantastic move. I don't think, unfortunately, we can get back to see that one. No, unfortunately. Oh, yes, we can. Look at this. Here they go. So Select was going defensive, but then went a little bit deep on the brake. Noodles saw the opportunity, went wide for the entry of the second part, just got that little bit better drive on the exit. Fantastic there, snatches it right on the line. Great bit of driving there. So I've just got to bring up the right bit as Cajun 100. Sorry, Cajun, I didn't quite see you cross the finishing line there. That was just that excitement there with Noodle Stir and Select. So, great racing there. So, I think that will have cemented the championship there. Let me just have a quick look and get my abacus out so I can check to see what is the current position in the championship. I just have to refer to my numbers. Here we go. So that will give... No, it won't actually. It's still... Kaloonan has to finish the second race, because that will have increased the gap at the front, I think, from 9 to 12 points. So Kaloonan will have to have had a completely horrible race for that to change. But I think, unless something dramatic happens, I think Kaloonan has got that in the bag. But that's why we have 2 races and a reverse grid to liven things up. Kevin is just organising the drivers, because the first 5 have to change over to racing softs. As I mentioned to you earlier, that means that they're on despite the description soft, they're actually on a harder compound than the drivers who are starting in front of them, because it's reverse grid. So Noodle Star, Cajun and Select will be on the racing super softs, and all the other drivers will be on racing softs, which aren't quite as grippy. So that's hoping to slow down the progress of some of those people behind. So let's have a quick look at what else we've got coming up with this. With Flat Out E-Racing, who is this championship is organised by, there are other races. They have a GT4 race during the week, and we got the next season of V8 coming up. So if you want to get involved, there's a Discord link below the YouTube stream, so you can click on that and go direct that way. Or with Facebook, just search for Flat Out E-Racing and they'll come up. Join the group, friendly bunch of guys in there. Ask them any questions you want, tell them what sort of racing you want to be involved in, and they'll get you on board, and you could be on screen and I could be commentating on you. So please get involved. So we're just getting the guys organised here for race 2. So I think we are, yes, we are a rolling start. Atomic was after a grid start, but rules is rules, and it's a rolling start. So, and to be fair, Atomic, you did pretty well with a rolling start from the first one. So I think, unfortunately, you're going to have to stay by the rules, and he has accepted that decision. So we are just waiting for the green light. I believe we are going to be off very shortly indeed. And no, I was just checking what was happening in the chat, see if we've got any scandal or gossip. No, we haven't. So let's just have a quick look at what else we've got going on, see if we've got any. Just trying to see if we've got any action on the chat. No, there's a Dave Cannon there who said bing bong. So apart from that, we haven't got any action in the chat. Of course, if you want to come along and just watch, hit the like and subscribe button on the YouTube stream. You can see all the races that we stream for the Flat Out series. So there's different ones. We've got V8s tonight, we've got GT4s during the week, and we are looking at putting some other ones together as well. And obviously we could do with the input from drivers to see, you know, we like to put on what you want to hear, or what you want to hear. You want to hear me, of course, but what racing you want to get involved in, because there's no point obviously organising races where people aren't interested in racing. So here we go. Kevin has started the final. Reverse grid, 20-minute race. Lights to flag, there'll be no pit stop. And we should get some great racing. So the rolling start means it's quite spread out as we start, so it gives everyone a chance to get to the first corner without too much chaos, and also makes it harder work for the ones at the back to catch up, which is what we want to see. We want to see exciting racing. So there we go, Cajun 100 in pole, Select second, Noodles for third, Atomic Sunshine fourth, Timorous fifth, Zamborino sixth, Kalunan seventh, and Kevin eighth. So here we go, we're waiting for the go for the rolling start to get underway. So it's one of the challenges of this Spa circuit that the front cars will get the green light before the back ones. Here we go, we're green, and away goes Cajun 100. Then the cars at the back, they're still working their way through the chicane. So as you can see, Cajun and Select have already made good their escape. Noodlester didn't seem to get quite such a good start there, so I'm sure Cajun and Select are going to make the most of this early chance to get away. Let's have a look a bit further back down the grid, because they should be quite tight with these guys further back. Kevin is generally a little bit cautious at these starts. He knows he's got the speed and doesn't seem to jump through too quickly to try and get those places back. Lets the race settle down for a few corners. So I think we're going to get action further back. We'll just hop up. Zamborino catching Timorous there. So Cajun and Select are making good their escapes. So they're up through the top, through Lecoum. So Noodles the third. He's still holding off Atomic Sunshine. And then down in fifth, it does seem to be close, because Timorous is getting hassled there by Zamborino. So, and the other factor here could be that the guys from fourth downwards are on a harder tyre, so it's going to be more difficult for them to get by the guys in front. Oh, it looked like Kalunan in the background there was getting a little bit sideways, but definitely looks like, yeah, Zamborino is looking really racy there, and he's looking at the inside there. Oh, and Atomic Sunshine's gone deep at Pouon. He's miles wide. He's going to have to buy a ticket to get back in from there. Is he going to get the spot? Oh, it's all looking a bit tight here. Atomic's down the inside. He's now the sandwich between the two. Zamborino. Oh, it's looking a bit touchy-feely there. Not sure if they spun around. Let's have a look. No, they're still going. And this is one of the reasons I think Kevin holds back, because it can get a little bit feisty at the start. Oh, Atomic Sunshine's fallen back out of those guys there. He did look really sideways in the middle of all that. We'll just hop back quickly, see if we can see what was going there. So there was, what was that? Oh, that was Zamborino dropped down to last there at one point. Oh, that's what's happening further up. So let's get out of this replay, because that's not telling us anything we want to know. We've got action on site. So Kevin's working his way through on Kalunan, but interestingly enough, Zamborino in there has dropped down to 8th. Now I think that may have been, it was all getting a bit feisty there, so I imagine they've had a little bit of a knock on there. So just like, this is the final race of the season, so nobody needs to worry about what their cars are going to look like afterwards. Oh, Noodlester's made a mistake there as well by the look of it. He was going very slowly on the exit there. Let's have a look. He was in third before there, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. Round coming out of the exit. Oh, too much gas. There we go. And oh, into the wall there. So that was the end of that moment. So let's hop back, see what guys are doing. Look at this, up to Lecoum. Noodles recovering from that half spin. Kevin and Kalunan getting down the inside of him. Noodles is trying to get rid of that penalty and keep in touch with these guys as well. Look at this, so tight through Lecoum, over the top, down to the hairpin. Noodles is still trying to get back there. He's down the inside of Kevin. It's gloves off. It's the last round. He's hanging on in there. He knows Kevin's fast, but he doesn't want him to get away. So as we head down to Pouon, Noodles is trying to get in the slipstream there. And no, it looks like Kevin's got that move done. Oh, he's running wide there though. He's out on the boonies. Oh, Noodles has followed him now, unfortunately. So he didn't run as wide as some of the other guys did there earlier. So, oh no, what's happened to Kate? Oh, it's all happening there. I can't keep up. Cajun's down at the back as well, so I don't know what happened there. I told you this second race would be all action, didn't I? And it is. There's too much going on. I can't keep up. So here we go. We've got Zamborino recovering. Noodles is off in the gravel. Zamborino goes inside the Stavolo, and Noodles has gone wide again. So Zamborino's back up in the 6th. So his next, or up in the 5th, sorry, his next target is Kevin 77, who's working his way through the field. Let's hop up the front. Let's see what's happening here. So Select has got 3.2 on Timorous. So these guys were at a similar-ish pace in the first race. So Timorous might be, and Select might be on for a cracking result here. Kaluna's up there in 3rd already, and that's going to secure the championship for him if he finishes there. So unfortunately we didn't see what happened to Cajun, or well, we saw what happened to Noodles. Atomic Sunshine, we know, was having those battles and got a bit loose, but Cajun unfortunately was leading and leading quite well. Unfortunately something obviously went wrong, and he's dropped back there, and he's looking at the track map in the top right. He's dropped back quite a way, unfortunately. So he had a couple of laps in the spotlight, and unfortunately has dropped away. So we'll keep an eye on this gap up front, but Select's got about 2 seconds on Timorous. I think this one may be a bit of a slow burner. Select seems to be quite a consistent driver, so he'll be wanting to get in that Skeletrix kind of groove for the next few laps and see if he can hold off these faster guys behind him. So Kalunan's there in 3rd. He's making progress trying to catch Timorous, who's just a second in front, and then Kevin's only 1.6 behind. But again, the guys in 2nd, 3rd and 4th and 5th are all on harder tyres. Select's got the grippier tyres. So, Kalunan's driving beyond the limit and nearly into the barrier there. So he's having to throw everything at it. He's just got not quite as much grip, and for that little excursion gets himself a half-second penalty for exceeding track limits. So that may cost him dearly, trying to hold off Kevin behind him, because he's got to shed that time as the lap goes on. So Zamborino is down there in 5th. He's 1.5 seconds behind Kevin. So he's keeping in touch as well. And then Atomic Sunshine, not too far off, 2.6 behind Zamborino. But those early mistakes have certainly cost him, so he's trying to work his way up. And there's Noodlester in 7th. He's 5.7 behind Atomic. And then Cajun, after the mistake, which unfortunately we didn't see, he's down there in 8th, 13 seconds behind Noodlester. So let's hop back up to the pointy end. So, hello, we've got, Kalunan shaking that penalty off. Unfortunately, has had to let Kevin by. So Kevin's working his way back up. So he's up there now into 3rd as we complete lap 4. And he is only 1.1 behind Timorous in front of him. So Timorous is now going to be coming under pressure, and talking about under pressure, that gap of 2 seconds that Select in 1st had over Timorous in 2nd is now down to just 0.3. So we've seen the effect of slipstream before, so I imagine as we go up the hill here, we are going to see Timorous making the move, and it looks like he's going to make the move sooner rather than later. Timorous must have taken a bit of a shortcut through the Eau Rouge, possibly as a top of the goer by Radion, because he's picked up a half-second penalty, which he's now just about shaken off. But unfortunately that ruined his attempt to get by Select there. So we've got just on 12 minutes remaining. So it's going to be around about 5 or 6 laps. So this pack at the front is getting really close. Select is possibly not the fastest of these 4 drivers, but he's the one in front, so they've got to get by him. So, and Timorous, of the 2 guys behind him, or of the 3 guys there showing the Greek flag, I don't think he's the quickest one of those 3. So it's the faster guys behind have just got to find that little edge to get by the slightly slower guys in front, but they've got track position, and that's all important. So here we go, up through campus. Timorous looked like he went a bit deep there. Select still hanging on to the lead. Kevin there waiting in the wings to try and get yet another win. He's certainly got a fast car under him. It's whether he can get by these guys cleanly and get on to catch up with Select. Now Select seems to have got a poor exit from, this is all getting a bit feisty, guys. Calm down, calm down. So Timorous is still hanging on there. He's looking down the inside of Stavolo. You can't do that, and he can't. Right, heading out bus stop chicane. They fan out. They're 3 wide. Oh, this could be carnage. Timorous diving for the inside. Oh, it's all a bit tight. Kevin trying to go all the way around the outside. Gets a punt from Kalunen. Timorous has got pushed down from second to third, and Kevin jumped from fourth to second there in one manoeuvre. Fantastic stuff. And here we go. And Kevin's trying to go all the way. They're coming up to the source. He's going to the outside of Select. He's got the move done all the way round the outside at the source, and now Timorous is taking advantage of an out of position Select as we head down the hill. They're side by side into Eau Rouge. This is only for the brave. Here we go. Select takes it. He hangs on to seconds. Zamborino, he's working his way back up the field, and he's now hooked onto the back of these guys because they've slowed each other up. So Select still hanging on to second, but Timorous is going to be looking for the inside here as we go up to Lake Coombe. He's in the slipstream there. They're moving to the right. Select's trying to get a little bit defensive, but he probably left it a little bit late. Timorous climbs the curb but gets the move done. Kalunen there, he's the next one up to try and have a go at Select. While Timorous is off trying to catch Kevin, who did that stunning manoeuvre from fourth to third to second to first in just 3 corners. So Timorous still hanging on to... Oh, Timorous has got by Select. Didn't see that one. He must have got round the outside. Sorry, he did get through the inside at Lake Coombe. I was thinking of Kalunen. Sorry, my mistake. So, Select still in third. Kalunen right on his rear bumper. Zamborino waiting in the wings there. So, looks at the back. Noodlester has got Atomic Sunshine as well, but we'll keep with this battle at the moment because this seems to be the one that's boiling up. So look at these guys. They're all over the back of Select, Kalunen and Zamborino. But Select has got track position there in third. So it's up to Kalunen and Zamborino to get by. Now this is where they can get the advantage of the slipstream. And I know from the past that the Greek guys are great at working together with this bump drafting, which they appear to be doing now, to try and use their combined pace to get by the car in front. And what they do is one car slipstreams right up behind the other and gives a little nudge which increases the speed of the car in front, and then the slipstream effect works all over again but at a slightly higher speed. And those Greek guys are really good at that one. They showed it at the Le Mans without the chicanes, and they were stunningly quick. But Select is still hanging on there. He's doing a grand job there. Round the source, down the hill. Now, if they are playing bump drafting there in 4th and 5th, I think we're going to see it. We'll go on board with Zamborino, because I think we're going to see this as we go up the hill, as we come out of Eau Rouge. Look at this, pointing to the moon, over the Radeon. Now, I don't think Zamborino's quite close enough to make that work. Select's going defensive as they go up the hill. He's gone right over to the curb this time, but Kalunen's got the slipstream off and he's got the drive to come by. Now, Kalunen's made the hole, and Zamborino is going through it as well. And they really duffed over poor old Select there. Both of them got by. Kalunen kicked the door open and Zamborino walked through, and poor old Select didn't realise what had hit him. So let's move towards the front. So Kevin has now got a 2.5 second lead with 7 minutes remaining. Timorous there in second. He's in a little bit sort of no man's land there. He's 2.5 seconds behind Kevin, who seems to be pulling away. And he's 2.5 seconds in front of Kalunen, who's just got third. So I think Zamborino and Kalunen, championship contenders, both of them. But if Kalunen finishes there, he's won the championship. So I think these guys may have a go at each other, but I don't think it's going to affect materially what's going to happen in the championship. So drop down to 5th. Select, unfortunately, just dropped a little bit off the back of these guys now. Held on superbly there, had the lead, but just gently got shuffled down the pack, and then got unceremoniously mugged at the top of the hill at Le Coombe by both Kalunen and Zamborino. And then there in 6th is Atomic Sunshine. He having his first run out here with Flat Out E-Racing. He was doing really well, but unfortunately on the, I think it was the first lap, had a bit of a coming together with some of the other drivers, and unfortunately he shuffled himself down the pack a bit. I noticed he dropped back behind Noodlester a lap or so ago, but I see he's got that position back. Now, the one who is coming back is Cajun 100 in 8th, because he was quite some way back from Noodlester, who appears to have had a problem because he's dropped back behind Atomic Sunshine. So Cajun is only 2.3 behind Noodlester, who's in 7th. So that one could bubble up. Let's have a quick look what's happening further at the front of the field. We've got Kaluna and Zamborino, and Timorous is not that much further forward, so I don't think these guys have quite finished what they're up to. The Zamborino looks like he wants to have a go at Kaluna. He did have a go last time round, or sorry, in the last round of i.e. the first race of this Spa round, and got second place. So it'd be interesting to see whether he thinks he's got the pace. Kaluna flashing his lights, trying to intimidate Timorous, and then going deep himself as he went through the corner. So Timorous is the one with track position at the moment. It'll be interesting to see how this develops. Will all the guys in 3rd and 4th work together to catch Timorous, or are they just happy to run their own race? So just keep an eye further down. Nothing particularly developing. Kevin's out in front. We're just on 4.5 minutes remaining, so I believe they will complete this lap and the next lap, but I think that will be it. I'm just doing my quick fact packet calculations in my head. Yes, I think that's right. So we've got 2 laps as at the end of this lap. Yes, we have. Just making sure my own arithmetic. Well, I look like Zamborino in the background there has picked up a penalty, so he's dropped considerably off the back. So the battle here now is between Kalunan and Zamborino, and Kalunan seems to have his finger permanently on his lights flashing button, obviously trying to irritate Timorous. I'll be tempted as Timorous, I'll be irritating him with my brake lights as I brake tested him, but that wouldn't be a gentlemanly way to race, and I couldn't of course endorse that kind of behaviour, because I've never done it. Ever. Well, probably not. So, here we go. Back down past the old pits, down towards Eau Rouge. Kalunan in 3rd, Zamborino in 4th, running really tight with each other. Let's hop on board with Kalunan. Got a good run there as we go over the top by Radio. Look, he's getting really tight. Timorous, is he going to... Oh, no! Oh! That was a bit pushy-shovey off the track there. I was quite surprised by that. But Kalunan can't quite get alongside, can he? Oh, late on the brakes. Great driving there. I didn't think he could do that. Let's go back and have a quick look at that one, shall we? So Kalunan, as they approached the braking point, just launched it completely in front and got the move done. Absolutely fantastic. So we'll just hop back. I must send an email to GT Sport to sort this glitch out on replay on their system, because it'll make my life a lot easier. Anyway, let's get back to the action. So Kalunan's there in 2nd, Timorous in 3rd. Kalunan's pulled out 1.1 on Timorous now, just after those few corners, so he certainly had pace. He was definitely very much just waiting in the wings. I think the next bit of action we are going to have will be Timorous under pressure from Zamborino, and I think that's happening sooner rather than later. We've got just under 2 minutes left, so this is the penultimate lap. So, oh, has he got the move done already? Wow, that was incredible. He must have got a hell of a drive there out of Zamborino. Must have got a hell of a drive. Oh, he looked a bit... I think he got a real good draft there, and then was able to dive up the inside as they went to Blanchimont. So he got the move done. I would imagine he was going to do it at the bus stop chicane, but he was through already. So I think one of them somewhere there obviously got a mistake made. Oh, GT Sport seems to be working again. Fantastic. On the replay system, I'll just like to clarify. So now, can Zamborino make a move on Kalunan? I've probably been saying these names wrong all season, but you know who I mean. So heading up the hill. Zamborino's got that gap down to around about a second, and we've got, well, this is actually the last lap, as I had already mentioned. So he might be able to do something on the run down to Blanchimont or into the bus stop chicane. He got Timorous there, so he might be able to do the same again. So we'll just hop on board with our leader. So with only 20 seconds remaining, the time is going to be out before he gets to the line, so this is definitely the last lap. So we'll just keep an eye on these two guys. So Cloonan's there in second, and there's Zamborino in third. We'll just hop on board so we can get an idea whether Zamborino is actually pulling in on Cloonan there. 1.2 seconds the gap at the moment between second and third. So doesn't seem to be dramatically changing, so I've got a funny feeling this is probably settled to the end of the race. As we work down, Timorous there in fourth, Select in fifth, Atomic Sunshine sixth, Noodles for seventh, and Cajun 100 there in eighth. So I thought Cajun was making a move towards Noodlester as we got towards the end of the race, but it appears not. So it looks like this battle between Zamborino and Cloonan is settled in Cloonan's favour. But coming through the bus stop chicane for yet another win in the V8 Flat Out E-Racing Series is Kevin77. Well done, Kevin. In second place is Cloonan, just 0.9 of a second ahead of Zamborino. Timorous coming across in third, held on well there to second for a long while, but unfortunately was overtaken by Cloonan and Zamborino. Select there in fifth, just coming across the line with a flash of the lights. Atomic Sunshine never really recovered from that incident on the first lap, where unfortunately he got shuffled down the pack. Noodlester coming through there through the chicane, hopping the bus stop, and there through there in seventh as he comes up to the finishing line, and just in his shadow is Cajun 100 in third place. Sorry, third place. I was thinking about showing in eighth place, crossing the line. So there's your result for the race. We'll just have a quick look at what is happening with the categories crowning the correct champion, which is Cloonan. He will have won, and in second place Zamborino, third place Timorous, and fourth place will now be Select. And actually Select may have actually nicked third. Can't remember his result in the first race. He was fifth, and for fifth you get about 15 points, I think. So 15, he would have got 30 points. It will be extremely close between Select and Timorous for third. Noodlester will have gone up to, he would have overtaken Panos, so he will be up to fifth. And Kevin77 with the two wins there, 150. Actually, Kevin77 has nicked. Where are we at? I know Timorous was out there tonight, so he would have got the points. So Timorous would have moved up. No, sorry, I was getting all excited there. Cloonan in first, Zamborino in second, Timorous will be third, and I think actually Kevin will be fourth, and Select will be fifth. That is my best guess estimate. That's provisional because I'm only making it up from numbers in my head, so I think we're pretty close on that one. So hope you enjoyed this series. There's been some great driving. Numbers have been a little bit lighter than what we've ideally liked at times, but you can sort that problem. Come and join us. Join Flat Out E-Racing either on Discord or on Facebook, and come along and get in for next season. So that will be starting soon, so join one of the groups and you'll find out more. But in the meantime, keep safe, keep following us, and have a great time.